Hello everyone, good morning and welcome back to Sports Today. We bring you this video segment every single morning that we catch up with things that have been taking place in the world of sport whilst you were catching up on some all-important rest, because let's face it, whilst you may sleep or need sleep and I need sleep, the whole world needs sleep, the world of sport doesn't really sleep. There's always something or the other going on, and that's why it can be a little tough to keep abreast of every little development. But worry not, that's what we're here for. And we're going to start off with a rather interesting bit of news really. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had actually called up members of the Indian cricket team to personally congratulate them and even posted a wish on social media platform X, to which Indian skipper Rohit Sharma has now replied, where he said that thank you so much Narendra Modi ji sir for your kind words. The team and I are very proud to be able to bring the cup home and are truly touched by how much happiness it has brought everyone back home. Now, obviously, it's well known that Indian fans were waiting for some kind of success in ICC tournaments, given the fact that it had been 11 long years since we had tasted any kind of success. And naturally, Rohit is well aware of the fact that it would be bringing fans plenty of happiness, but still a nice little gesture both from the PM and also from Rohit himself to reply back in such a nice public way. Now, switching focus from one person who's stepped away from T20 cricket to another in Virat Kohli, and Virat Kohli unfortunately missed out on a rather nice little honor of being named as a part of the ICC team of the tournament for the T20 World Cup of 2024. Virat ended up missing out. Despite that, though, there were 6 Indian players who did in fact make the cut. Who were those 6 Indian players? Well, there was Rohit Sharma, there was Suryakumar Yadav, there was Hardik Pandya, there was Akshar Patel, there was also Jasprit Bumrah and Arshdeep Singh, rather, not Kuldeep Yadav. Arshdeep Singh was the 6th player. So 6 Indian players in the team of the tournament, which really is no surprise given that this was a tournament dominated by India and even won by the Indian team. Kohli unfortunately misses out due to rather poor form throughout the tournament. Yes, he did get a crucial knock in the final, but prior to that, his form had been pretty forgettable, and perhaps that's why he ends up missing out. Also sticking with Kohli, and I guess remember, he may also have won a tournament finally for India, but next year would be keen to ensure that drinks ends with the Royal Challengers Bangalore in the IPL. Well, he'll have a little bit of help from a former teammate in Dinesh Karthik also, because DK has been announced as the RCB batting coach as well as the team mentor. So it's a new role for DK, who, lest we forget, has now stepped away from active cricket, and that includes the IPL. He had quietly retired after the conclusion of the 2024 edition of the IPL, and will now most likely be dedicating his time not only to being the mentor of RCB, but potentially to his commentary gigs as well, where of course he had earned rave reviews for his insight and analysis. Maybe he can ditch the shirts, but that's a conversation for a separate time. Switching focus now from the world of cricket to the world of football, and England ended up registering a remarkable 2-1 comeback win against Slovakia, although it was remarkable in one sense, but on the other sense, perhaps you could argue that they shouldn't have needed such a dramatic win, given they were the much stronger team than Slovakia anyway. Now, it was goals from Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane, although not necessarily in that order, that helped them overcome a 1-0 deficit, with both of those goals coming in stoppage time. Harry Kane scored in the first minute and Jude Bellingham scored with a wonderful bicycle kick in the 7th minute of added time. A very late, very dramatic goal, and one that will hopefully, if you're an England fan or someone who likes watching England football, well, let's say kickstart their hopes and kickstart their campaign very well, because they looked thoroughly unconvincing for the most part in this particular game, and will need to go a long way to convince anyone that they need to be deserving as far as winning this tournament. One team who have no need to convince anyone at this point in time, however, are Spain, who ended up beating Georgia, one of the Euros feel-good stories, 4-1 in the round of 16 game. And of course, Spain have been a very strong side. They ended the group stage unbeaten, and not just that, they hadn't dropped a single point. They finished with 9 points, having registered 3 wins. That's 4 wins in the trot, with all 4 of them looking very, very convincing. At this point, I say, if you're going on how form is right now, Spain look the bona fide favourites, and it's not even close. But there's more Euro action which will be coming your way later today, and the two matches will involve two of the biggest superstars in the world of football, with both Cristiano Ronaldo and Kylian Mbappe set to be in action. Kylian Mbappe and France will be up against Belgium in what is a dream fixture as far as the round of 16 goes, whereas Portugal will be up against the lesser fancied Slovenia. Either which way, given how this tournament has been, it has had some unpredictable results, and Portugal are coming off a rather unfortunate loss in their final group stage game. It will be interesting to see how it is that Portugal fare. As for France, again, they haven't always looked that convincing, but they are a team full of superstars, and Belgium, same thing can be said, but they haven't quite looked as consistent as many would have liked them to be. It will be interesting to see how it is that these two teams end up faring. Also, talking about things that will be coming up later today, Sumit Nagal will be spearheading the Indian challenge as far as the Wimbledon Grand Slam is concerned. It is, of course, Wimbledon season from July 1st to July 14, 2 weeks of watching, some fine tennis action at the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club. And of course, this will be a special moment for Nagal because this is going to be his main draw debut in the prestigious Grand Slam. But he won't be the only Indian in action. You're also going to be seeing Rohan Bopanna partnering Australian Matthew Ebden in the men's doubles round, and of course they also will be in action later today. Interestingly, Bopanna and Ebden, who of course had won the Australian Open earlier this year, have been seeded second, so have a very good chance of making a good run deep into the tournament. Fingers crossed they can do well for India's sake. And speaking of Indian news, well, the Indian contingent for the Paris Olympics, they have been given a ceremonial send-off of sorts by the Sports Ministry and the Sports Authority of India. It was done at a time when their kit was being launched for the Olympics. Of course, they all share a common kit which they will be wearing because they're part of the Indian contingent, and they were given a very friendly, very confident send-off with the Sports Minister himself saying that he has no doubts that they will be coming back home and doing the country proud. Now, of course, India are always underdogs when it comes to the Olympics because, again, the kind of investment that is put into sports and other stuff, you can even say interest, is not as much as it is when it comes to other nations who have set Olympic programs to ensure that the best of the best are the ones who compete, and more often than not are bringing the medals. India lag far behind in that regard, but it does seem like these athletes have had a lot of preparation, and fingers crossed they can do well. Don't forget, this is of course time now. We're going to keep building up to the Olympics as well, so you can stay tuned for that and all the other stuff over here that we do at Sports Today. For now though, we're taking your leave. It's the wrap as far as this edition of the Morning Wrap is concerned, but thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, if you enjoy our work, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, X and Facebook. Don't forget to download the Sports the Cap, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead and check out some other videos we've done as well. For now though, from my side, it's goodbye.